It's Wednesday, March the 9th, King of the Mountain State Show. I'm Chase Hill. In just 5 weeks, we have our next event. It's round one of the 2022 King of the Mountain State. Super excited for it. It's down in Madison, West Virginia. But today, instead of looking ahead, we're going to take a look back. We're going to talk a little bit about last year's tournament and the way things played out. And here to help me do that is none other than the 2021 light heavyweight King of the Mountain State, our champion, Tyler Ainscough.
Hey, thanks for having me, Chase.
Thanks for joining me, buddy. It was a great year for you last year. I know that the boxing ring is nothing new to you. You brought some experience to our tournament. It showed. But tell me, you have competed in a bunch of different things as far as boxing goes over the past so many years. Tell me a little bit about our tournament and the experience you had with it.
It was good. I mean, starting out, it was a lot different than like a USA like tournament type deal. The different levels of experience, that everybody has, and everybody that, what they bring to the table with their levels of their backgrounds and everything. Not everybody's USA boxing, so just getting that different level of experience of unfamiliarity with everybody and stuff, and like, how they go about their training and everything, that what they bring to the tournament is a little bit different. And the only other thing that was it was new to me, but the not having the headgear, and I actually like that versus, being in a USA tournament, you have to wear headgear, you get hit and you're constantly fixing it and stuff. So, and it cuts off your peripheral vision. So I definitely like the no headgear, the way that the athletic commission does that.
The no headgear, it kind of fell right in line with the other stuff. A lot of the semi-pro stuff in West Virginia is 1 minute rounds. You don't know who you're going to fight. You don't have time to get ready. So our whole idea of like trying to get guys who have potential in the pros ready for the pros, a lot of things really the stars aligned, and it made for a great tournament. It was kind of what I felt like you needed as the middle step to get ready. So I was glad that the way it played out. You mentioned there, like with the headgear and the vision, different stuff, things I wouldn't think about because I'm not necessarily a boxer. You are, and that's what carried you all the way to this championship. It was a great tournament. You had a tough road to get there. I mean, when you mentioned the Zach Gillenwaters, the Keenan Williamses, the Arthur Browns, I mean, those guys are all awesome, and you were able to be able to win all of them. You ultimately were our boxer of the year. That was amateur and pro through our promotion for the year. A lot of your success is you are a disciplined, fundamental boxer. Tell me a little bit about that, not just the award, but your approach to the ring, discipline, stuff like that.
It was definitely a great achievement to have. Thanks again for it. And, just coming back, all credits due, I think, to my coach, Joe Board. I've been with him for 3 years and stuff. And the Tyler that came in and boxed, through the tournament and stuff, and it's been boxing with Joe, definitely wasn't nearly the same Tyler, that watching the gym the first day I was there with Joe. So Joe definitely knows his skills and the tools and everything to prepare somebody for, these types of tournaments and fights, whether it's amateurs, professional boxing. So a lot of credit to Joe as well for getting me ready for this.
So what's it like winning? Like, this started back in like June. So it went on for like 6 months, and there was a lot of hype by the end. I mean, there was really, you were co-main event, but it could have went either way. You and Arthur were just as deserving as being main event as Matt and Gary was. But it was, what was it like? It goes to decision, 3 rounds. I felt like you were in control of the fight. I felt like we saw the boxer and stuff present itself. But when you finally, there's a little nerve wracking there at the end. You finally hear the judges call your name. James shouts you out. What's it like whenever it's over and you've won and you've got that belt?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a good feeling. It was a lot of relief, just like pressure, the pressure just rises off, getting your hand raised, knowing that, the tournament's over, I accomplished it, just being there at the top of the hill. And just from the tournament start, just getting Zach Gillenwater right off the bat, like how I said, me and Zach fought before and stuff, and it was a close split decision the first time. And, I told him, I think I even said it the last time, he kind of hurt me in the first round of our first fight with the right hook. I told him, after we fought here the second time, I told him, and, he hurt me and stuff. So I was definitely planning for a tough match against him. Although I didn't know that I was going to be up against him first, before the draft and everything. So I knew that he was in the tournament, he was already one, kind of like on my radar. Like, I know this dude's tough. I expect to probably see him somewhat in this tournament. Just happened so that we were the first bout, So, but going through the tournament and everything, it was definitely an experience I won't forget. And definitely grateful that I did it.
I know when you won and James announced you, I don't think we had enough security there to keep your dad out of the ring. He got in there pretty quick. He was excited for you too. It's an awesome scene. My dad and I are close too. So that's great. What was it like, getting to share that moment with your dad? And then the days afterwards, you go back home and you kind of get the belt and you get to go around town a little bit. Tell me a little bit about that experience.
That was good. My dad, well, even my mom, they've been following, me and my footsteps, throughout my whole boxing, career. They've supported me and stuff. Although my first one, my mom didn't want to go to, she didn't want to see me get hurt, her son, going out there and, getting hit in the face. She wasn't too supportive of it until, after the fact. And then now, she's like probably like my biggest fan. So, but she had to stay home here, but she ordered all the pay-per-views and watched from home and everything. But, yeah, it was good having at least, my dad and some of my other family members and stuff come down for the tournaments. It was long drives, so I definitely appreciate it and everything. And I know he's a nervous wreck, at those fight shows too, just seeing his son and everything. And he comes back in the locker room and checks on me a couple of times here and there and stuff. And, I'm getting ready and everything, but, I know he's nervous, I get nervous sometimes and stuff, but, it's just all part of the process, so it's good to have him there.
So take me back. This is the one fight question I have for you. It's the beginning of the third round. Relatively close fight. I felt like scoring the fight. You were landing cleaner punches. You were walking forward. You kind of had control of the ring. I felt like you were ahead, maybe both of the first two rounds, but at least one, 1-1 worse. Did you feel a sense of urgency at the beginning of the third round to leave no doubt? Because I believe I saw a little bit different fighter, kind of a little bit more aggressive moving forward. Like you weren't going to necessarily leave it up to the judges. What was your mindset going into that third and final round with Arthur for the championship?
So at the end of the second round, we go back to the corner and stuff, and anybody that knows Joe, he's going to tell you probably the wrong thing of what just happened in the last round to prepare you for the third round. And he tells me, hey, we just lost that round. You need to like go in there and dominate this round. We need to win this fight and stuff. And I felt comfortable with me winning the second round there. I looked at him and stuff just for having like this conversation. The second round there at the end of the second round, and I was like, Joe, no, Joe. I was like, I won that round, and he kind of chuckles and he's like, yeah, but you need to fight this round like as if you lost that last round. I'm like, okay. So just he tries to light that fire under you and stuff, and I kind of am a little bit of a slow starter. I get stronger as the fight goes on and everything. So once that third round hit, I knew it was showtime. There was a couple times where like the referee he tried to like separate us and whatnot, but by the time he tried to separate us, I was already like walking. I was just because I know the 2 minutes is short time and stuff, so I was trying to get in there and do the most I could in those 2 minutes of that third round.
Well, and you landed some of your best punches of the fight in the third round. And then you didn't just land those punches. You followed them up, kind of started putting stuff together, kept the foot on the gas pedal. And I think that ultimately was the difference. Like it was a start to finish kind of performance, but that third round was what stuck out for me.
Yeah.
So you go back home, you're the champ. I'm sure there's some chatter around town. People's like, hey, congratulations. I saw some pictures on Facebook, people around town, getting their picture taken with you and stuff. That's got to be a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, it's definitely a cool experience, getting that recognition and stuff. Like I said, I mean, I don't really know how I feel about it. I mean, I like getting the recognition and stuff, but then again, I don't know, I'm not that very big of like, social like type person. I just like being in the gym and working out and, coming home, like doing work around here and stuff, So I mean, yeah, it's definitely good getting that recognition and stuff for definitely a hard tournaments fought and getting all that support of everybody, my fan base and everything. So it's definitely good to see and even like the new people like coming in like support me like through the tournament and everything. It was definitely good.
Well, you put in the work, you deserve that recognition. We were lucky to have you, glad to have you. You and Gary both. Like if I was to sit down and try to create in my head what would be like the perfect type gentleman champion guy, role model for these kids and stuff, like you guys fit the bill. We were lucky to have you. So let's talk about what's next. I mean, I'm sure coming off that victory last year, you had a good year. I know that this is not the end of your boxing career. Tell me, I mean, what's the next step?
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely looking at getting a fight here pretty soon. After the tournament and stuff, had a couple of medical issues and stuff I had to take care of and everything. So just getting back in the gym here now and starting to spar again. So and I'd expect maybe in like the next couple of months, maybe get another amateur fight or something, maybe a couple more amateur fights, and definitely by the end of this year, if not earlier, turn maybe professional. You know, we'll see what everybody has to offer on that. But it's
You know,
definitely something we are.
well, you've got a great coach. You've got a great work ethic. You're all business when it comes to this. It's not, it's not necessarily a fun and games thing for you. You take it very serious, and it shows in the ring. Again, we're lucky to have you, man. I hope that you're able to make it down. I know a lot of the guys in your gym, the Jessies, Lukes, AJ, even Boggs now will be competing. So hopefully you'll be able to make it down for that. We look forward to seeing you. We'd like to recognize you a little bit at our event for being our first ever light heavyweight champ. As you know, some of the guys returned from last year with a bunch of new faces.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're probably familiar with some of the tournament, the guys that's in it. Is there a name stands out to you, somebody we should keep an eye on for this year that might end up getting one of those belts?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like the names from like last year and stuff, and seeing how people want to get back into the second tournament, it's definitely good. And even on the like the heavyweight and light heavyweight side, for like the light heavyweight, going in there, obviously Galen Water has a lot of potential, coming off of a loss and everything. I know he's hungry to get back in there. Mitchell Reynolds, another one, went very far in the tournament, very good boxer. Uh, I expect even AJ Materna from our gym, Laudre, I think it's Laudre, how you pronounce it, Stallworth. Because I've seen like videos and stuff like him and Zach Gilmwater, and I don't know if he just didn't get like the time to train that last tournament or whatever, because he was winded and stuff whenever he fought Keenan, and unfortunately he got ended by a headbutt and he got cut. But I expect a lot better of a Laudre Stallworth than the first one. And on the heavyweight side, you have Luke and Derek Gibson, which is a awesome matchup. Two guys that could potentially, could have been in the finals, matching up first. So that's definitely a great one. We got Jesse coming off against Alex Davis with the rematch.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Luke Grizzle and Derek Gibson. That kind of like, to me, that was kind of like Gary Rowland and Gabe Lambert last year, like right out of the gates, a big fight. So who knows? You got to beat them all to win it all anyway. So whether it's round 1 or round 3 or 4, whatever it is, you got to beat them all. And last year you did. The 2021 light heavyweight king of the Mountain State, our champion. Tyler, thanks for sitting down with me. We're just 5 weeks away from round 1. Hopefully you make it down there with the guys. And Joe, I look forward to seeing you. I saw the case you made there for your belt. It looks great. Keep it the rest of your life. It's got a great story that goes with it. And again, everybody that works with me to make these events was totally impressed with the way you handled yourself and your fighting. So again, man, thanks for everything. I look forward to seeing you, and thanks for sitting down and talking with me a little bit about last year.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. And I'll definitely be down there in April. What is it, April 16th in Madison? I'll be there with the guys.
April 16th at the Madison Civic Center, Madison, West Virginia, round 1 of the 2022 King of the Mountain State 3 weight classes this year. Tyler, I look forward to seeing you, buddy.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, Chase.
Thanks.